Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Venus retrograde reading for you. Now it begins on March 1st, 2025, and it lasts for six weeks. I was going to say 6 months. No, that's too long. 6 weeks. So we are going to dive into that energy. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. And if you are interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, danehartguidedmessages.com. It's located in the description box below. Well, it's linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. If you are sound sensitive, this is the time to mute the reading, let the healing energy wash over you, and unmute it when you see me pick up the singing bowl. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Scorpio, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We are crowned with the 6 of Pentacles, angels, and spirit guides. Oh, the 3 of Cups. Ooh, the 5 of Wands, the Chariot, the 3 of Wands, angels, and spirit guides. Oh, wow. Aries energy, the Emperor, which is also Aries energy. 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, Page of Wands, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. 5 of Swords, angels and spirit guides. The Magician, I love it. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, 2 more? Okay. I'm going to move these down a bit. The Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, can you see that all? Brilliant. All right, Scorpio. This is intense. I mean, it's a Venus retrograde. It's going to be intense anyway, all right? Especially if you're born on the cusp with Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, so there's an intensity to that. Or if you have Libra or Taurus in your chart, both are ruled by Venus. So just being aware of that energy is going to be super important for you. But this is going to be a time where you're bringing everything back to balance. You're taking hold. You're taking the reins, and we see that with the Chariot coming forward. You're taking the reins during this Venus retrograde. And this Venus retrograde, it lasts for 6 weeks, right? Begins on the 1st of March. And it is in Aries. That's why I paused when you have Aries energy come forward. That Aries energy is going to work quite well for you. But you do have to be mindful, because Aries energy, it's a bit different than what you're used to, okay? But Scorpio, you were once upon a time, before you were ruled by Pluto, you were ruled in the ancient world by Mars. Aries is ruled by Mars. I would say that you actually have a lot more in common with Aries than we would like to think. Then we would say like, oh yeah, Aries and Scorpio go totally together. You just tend to do things like an assassin, right? Like a ninja, right? That's what you are like, Scorpio. Whereas Aries is like, I'm going to hit you over the head, like Thor, right? I'm going to hit you over the head with a hammer, and you're going to see it coming, type of thing. So that's the difference in your energies. But there's a fierceness to both of you that is going to be recognized during this time and during this Venus retrograde, as you're putting everything back into balance. Because what a Venus retrograde does, and why it is so intense, is that it brings out the existing issues that we have in our relationships, our love relationships, our, family relationships, our business relationships, whatever it is, it brings out those issues. And it's like, well, we're going to see these now. We're going to talk about this. And as we start to look at the issues that we have in love, especially since it begins in Aries energy, right? This Venus retrograde, we can start to get annoyed with everything and everyone and the struggles and the trials and the tribulations. So just be mindful that during these 6 weeks, we can be spicy. We can be intense. We can be fierce. And we can be like, wow, where is this coming from? And people can say that to us, like, where is this coming from? And it's because we've had enough with being taken advantage of, with people expecting certain things from us. And so now we're claiming our space and our place. Also be mindful with a Venus retrograde. Old lovers can come into play, can come back, old loves, old situations can come up during this time. Or we can find ourselves in a situation where we're like, wow, this person really reminds me of XYZ. And it's because we are to heal from past love traumas. And that is going to be very important during this Venus retrograde, because there's a fierceness here. There's a warrior spirit to us. And we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is love, it is connection, it is celebration, it is empowerment, it is beauty. And the Three of Cups are the people who raise their glass to us, who say, I love you, I'm here for you, I love being around you. And they raise our energy vibration, they raise our souls. So that is really important. So you have that energy here, and that's what it feels like. You're going to take a nice deep breath in and sigh and relax, Scorpio. And you're going to be very drawn to places and spaces that are just loving and calming, meaning like you could love to go to this one certain, coffee shop or diner during this time, that you could be really drawn to sitting outside and eating your lunch, anything that raises your energy vibration and recharges you and reinvigorates you and re-empowers you, that's going to be really important. It can be specific people, but I'm also seeing you very drawn to places that have really good energy to them, Scorpio. The Five of Wands is saying, hey, listen, don't get involved in other people's trauma dramas. It's going to be really easy for, other people to want to kind of like trauma dump on us, to say, oh my gosh, look at this. Like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? And we're going to want to get involved because that's what we like to do. And Spirit is saying, be very mindful about this, because we can be there for like a good gossip, right? Who doesn't love a good gossip? But stepping back and then realizing, okay, is this draining my energy? Is this, is this building me, or is this bringing me down? That's going to be really important during this Venus retrograde, because a lot of people are going to come to us with energies that are very of the world. And I know that sounds silly to say, that we want to be in the world, but we don't want to be of the world. So we want to be in the world and existing and living and having a great time. But the chaos of the world can rip us apart. And that's what we have to be very mindful of here, especially as we embrace our hearts and we embrace what we love. There's a way that we see behind corners. We see around corners. We see behind the facades of things, Scorpio. And that's what can make us very hard to get to know, because we can call people out really easily. We can see the BS in situations and in people. We then have the Chariot. Now this is very strong Cancer energy, which is June 21st to July 22nd. We are taking the reins. If we have Cancer energy in our life, if we have Cancer energy in our chart, now do note that we could have, some Cancer energies having really big emotions during this time, right? Being really intense and wanting to put stuff on us. So just be mindful about that. But we are also going to see Cancer energy is usually very associated with the heart and kindness and caring. But Cancer, if we think of, what is, when you hear Cancer and you're not thinking about astrology, what does it make you think of? It's spooky, right? Cancer energy can multiply energy feelings, okay? They can multiply good energy feelings and they can multiply chaotic energy feelings. And that's what we have to be mindful of during this Venus retrograde. The feelings of the heart, because we are water sign energy, okay, Scorpio, the feelings of the heart can manifest faster than we think they can, okay? So we want to be very mindful of the energy that we're taking from other people, other spaces, other places, type of thing. We want to rein things in, find our balance, move forward in what we love, and look at the different paths open to us. And not always, and kind of walk a path that we didn't think was possible. And I know that sounds funny, but this is going to be a time where we're like, why not? Why not open my heart to this adventure? Like, why not look at it this way? So during this Venus retrograde, whether we're in a relationship or we're single, it doesn't really matter. It can bring intensity to our relationships. It can make, people were like, oh my gosh, I can't be single during this time, or it's a terrible time to be single. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a time where you start to really say, this is what I want. And it's a very clarifying time. If you're in a relationship, it's a time where you and your partner can feel a little bit distant because you're working out so much, and you can be a little bit annoyed with each other too, just because the general annoyance is going to come. So there's a frustration that's kind of in the air, it's palpable. And as a water sign energy, you pick up on the emotions and feelings of things. And if your partner is also sensitive to this energy, or, a Taurus or a Libra, both ruled again by Venus, and so then very intense to this retrograde, that can be powerful. So just being aware of this during this time is going to ground us and kind of give us a heads up, because we're going to know not to react to everything that's frustrating us. It's kind of like step back and feel it. Where is it coming from? This is a time where blockages are going to open up, and we'll see ourselves walking in different paths, walking different ways. And it brings us to the Council of Monarchs. This is the Emperor energy, taking the reins and saying, this is what I want for my existence, my life, my soul, myself. This is how I'm opening the door to me, for me. And as we do this, we embrace a groundedness, a ferocity, a tenacity that maybe we shied away from for the longest time, because it just didn't seem right. It didn't seem like it matched our water energy, or kind of go with the flow, be calm energy. But there's a fierceness to a Scorpio that we need to embrace, that we need to look at within ourselves and say, everything has a bit of a bite to it, right? A bit of a kick to it. It's kind of like a hot sauce that has a bit of a kick to it. And we have to embrace that part of our personality as we move forward. This is also embracing sacred masculine energy. Now, in embracing the sacred masculine energy, we can see if there's any issues that we have with the sacred masculine that keeps us doubting. It can keep us from fully stepping into the sacred masculine energy of our souls and ourselves. It can keep us from fully connecting to a sacred masculine energy if that's the energy that we're attracted to. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be very important. And this is a time where we can chant sacred masculine, sacred masculine, sacred masculine, and see what it produces forward. See the energy that comes up. Does it feel comforting? Does it feel scary? We can do the same thing with the sacred feminine. With the 10 of Swords, this is going to be a time where we can take things in, overthink, overanalyze. We have the 8 of Swords right here, so we do have a tendency towards that during this time. But we can look at things that were overkill. They were overkill. They were overly intense. We kind of fixated on them a little bit too much, and it drained our power. It drained us. And this is going to be a time where also there were certain ways that we were, I want to say attacked, but it's like not like physically attacked. It's like psychically attacked by energy and words and certain understandings that brought us down. It was like it brought us down. It stopped us. And we didn't even know how it happened. Like if it was physical, it would have been like easier to understand. It's like, oh, okay, I fell, this happened, it was a trauma to the body, I get it. But there was something like psychically that has happened where we are going to see ourselves taking knowledge from it, taking wisdom from it, and now moving forward. And it's like, wow, okay, I've come to that completion of a cycle, mentally speaking. That is opening up the door, and it brings us to the 6 of Swords. It brings us to moving forward, taking our knowledge, taking our understanding, and going after what it is that we want. And doing so slowly and steadily and compassionately. With the Page of Wands, we are embracing our own inner fire. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So if we're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, if we have, fire sign energy in our chart, especially Aries, this comes out very strongly during this time. But when we were children, when were you told that your passions didn't matter? When were you mocked for your dreams? Now, this could be when you were small. This could be when you were in college or high school, or, you told a lover or a partner about a dream that you had, like something that you wanted to do, and they mocked you. They were like, no, you can't do this. Get your feet planted on the ground, stop daydreaming type of thing. Or, what makes you so special type of deal. And you're going to be reclaiming your passion and reclaiming your voice during this Venus retrograde, because it is having you look at the scars that happened to your heart. And it is saying, my heart is strong and beautiful and tenacious, and I am moving forward. We can overthink, we can overanalyze, just be aware of this. We can think too much. And then if we think too much, we can have trouble connecting with our dreams, connecting with calm, connecting with our passions. So being mindful about this, that the mind can be too active. You know, I was talking with an acupuncturist today, and he said to me, you know, if our mind is too active, we cannot dream. And I found that so interesting. Because, you know, he's been working on my third eye, and I've been able to dream. And I usually don't dream. I try to dream, and sometimes like I'll have spooky dreams, but I usually didn't dream the way that I really wanted to. And now that he's calming the mind and helping the mind process everything, dreaming is coming in. So I highly recommend that. You know, if you can find a good acupuncturist, or even do acupressure on yourself, you know, if you do acupressure on your third eye to relieve the pressure of the mind and the worry and the intensity of it all. Because now we are stepping into our magic. We have the magician. You know, we're going to be looking at the worry and the fear and the doubt and the chaos. And then we stand before the altar of our existence and we realize, as above, so below. As I believe it, so it becomes. If my mind is in chaos, my life is in chaos. How do I embrace my gifts and my talents? Where am I negating myself, downplaying myself, you know, lessening me? Because as we stand before the altar of our existence, claiming our mind, claiming our power, claiming our tenacity, okay, we are going to see the world changing. We are entering into a new season, and we're ready to do the hard work. We are ready to do the hard work, put in the time, and get all the blessings, get all the payoffs and the bounty that moves us forward in the most magnificent of ways. So let's see what Spirit has to say here. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and Spirit guides. This is the canary. It says, step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. And that's what this Venus retrograde is doing. It is letting you find your voice, because it is letting you see your heart. And it's letting you see and feel what is deeply important to you, and realizing all the trauma that we have been through emotionally, that we are saying no more. And it's psychically. It is psychically that we have been through this trauma. Again, it would be easier for us to understand if it was like a physical blow, but it wasn't. It was a psychic blow. It was something that happened that just threw our whole aura, our whole energy off kilter, off balance. And we thought we were like crazy. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, this doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, you needed to walk through that time of chaos to understand your mind, to understand what it is that you want. And it moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And it is grounding. Now, I highly recommend, you know, getting a grounding mat, which is also like standing outside, right? But if you can get a grounding mat while you work, you can use it longer than maybe you can be outside if you're not lucky enough to be able to go outside and work, right? This is the Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. It is grounding ourselves, it is nurturing ourselves, but it's also realizing how we need to nurture ourselves and how we need to take care of us. So what that means, and what Spirit always shows me with the ground, with grounding and with the Earth Star chakra, is what type of plant are you? Like, how do you need to be fed? How do you need to be taken care of? Are you an orchid? You know, is there a lot of care involved and you know, time and energy? Do you need that for yourself? And it's not apologizing for it. It's not saying, oh, I'm high maintenance, you know, I'm so sorry. No, it's not apologizing at all. It's saying, no, I need to be gentle with myself. You know, I need to be kind with myself. I need to give myself time in the morning. I need to give myself time in the day. How can I sculpt a world over being an orchid? You know, are we a cactus? You know, can we, you know, get through and push through a lot and just keep going? You know, and if we are a cactus, can we also then have the compassion to see that others can be an orchid? You know, that type of thing. So looking at ourselves and saying, how do I connect with me? Like, how does my body react to this world? That's a really important thing. Do we need a lot of sleep? Do we need a little bit of sleep? You know, what type of foods do we feel best eating? It moves us then, you know, or terrible eating that other people can eat and love. And we're like, nope. Let's see here. What energy do we need to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, so we had two pop right out. Ooh, well, these are good ones, always. We have Cernunnos, which is the devil. This is Capricorn energy, time frame December 22nd to January 19th. This is addictions, right? Cernunnos brings forward addictions. It brings forward chaos. Excuse me. The devil is a conglomeration of chaos gods, and goddesses, in the past. So this is a sense of like all the chaos, and this is what cannot be controlled. So, it's looking at that. But Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn, and Saturn's all about structure and rules to, hold off the chaos, right? To hold it all back. But it's also about our karmic path, why we're here on this earthly plane, how we're moving forward, what we're moving towards. And it's the chaos of our earthly plane and of our path that we are looking at now through the eyes of our heart. And then the Seven of Swords is lies and deceits. How have we lied to ourselves, an energy that just doesn't fit? How have we tried to contort ourselves into fitting a certain mold that we are not? Whose lies did we listen to that we thought, oh, this will help me, but it just didn't? It went against our soul, it went against ourselves. This is a time when our heart speaks the truth. And it is so important that we listen. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which is the crane. And it says, you will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity blesses this union. If you are single, okay, this means that you will not be single for long. If you are in a romantic relationship, there is a blessing that is moving you forward. There's a deeper understanding of the heart. Now, you could see this as, oh my gosh, I break up with the person. Now, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it is not. But here, it is the connection of you will soon enter into a beneficial partnership, right? A benefiting of each other partnership. And that's because your hearts are open. Luck and longevity blesses this union. You're blessed. It moves us to our chakra energy, which is our life purpose, which comes forward, again, with the energy to be mindful of. Our life purpose is coming forward. Our karmic path, why we're here, what we're going for, what we're going after, it comes forward during this time. This is the throat chakra. And what is so interesting is, again, I was talking to my acupuncturist, and he said to me, the lungs protect the heart. And I thought that was so interesting. He's like, we want them working together. And this is speaking your life purpose forward. And if your lungs protect your heart, it is as you see your heart, you can start to say what you love. Your lungs will protect it. Your lungs will say what your heart needs. And that's the energy I see coming forward here, which is exquisite. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of, which is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is that you are going to be experiencing issues, emotional issues in relationships that you have been through before, right? People who you have broken up with, or situations that remind you of those times. And we can be put back in a traumatic space and place. But this is a time to realize that we are quite different than we were once upon a time. And we are rewriting and reclaiming our story. And our subconscious tarot message is the devil. So the devil here, Cernunnos, in the, the Druid craft deck. And here, the devil comes forward, which is Capricorn energy. It is seeing what has chained us. It is seeing what rules and structures we have tried to make ourselves conform to, right? Just like the grounding. We have, tried to be a cactus and we were an orchid, right? It didn't work. And now we are letting ourselves be truly who we are. And the chains fall away because we are no longer trying to conform to what goes against our soul. As long as we move forward in love and compassion, we move forward in the greatest power of all. And so here, embracing love, embracing grace of soul, embracing power of heart will change our lives. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this Venus retrograde and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Scorpio, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed Venus retrograde. Bye.